And what I'm going to do today, first of all, I'm going to introduce you a little bit to the network because I know some of you are new. I'm going to go over quickly a couple of member benefits, and then we're going to go into the community forums, and I will show you what's there. All the cool opportunities are there. You'll learn how to find the opportunities, how to post them, and then how to subscribe. And then we'll hopefully have some time for questions and answers afterward. So let us get going. I'm gonna hang on, I gotta go back here and share my screen. And you're gonna see yourself for just a second, and then you're gonna see, hopefully. Dun, dun, dun. Is everyone seeing, or Sarah, can you tell me, are we seeing my PowerPoint? Awesome. Okay, so this PowerPoint production says Access VSA International Network webinar series, how to find gold in our community forums. So if you are new to the Access VSA International Network, you should know that we are basically 3 communities with one goal, which is the full inclusion of people with disabilities in arts and culture. Now, those 3 communities have we have 3 different tracks. The only real difference between them right now is that you have different listservs. Those 3 tracks are arts and cultural organizations, which include people like accessibility managers and coordinators, patron visitor services managers, box office managers, people who tend to be in administration and cultural organizations. We also have an educators track, which includes everybody from special educators, university professors, teaching artists, anybody who is teaching art to people with disabilities or connected with that. And then we have a creatives track, which is artists, musicians, and actors, and filmmakers, and multimedia artists. And like I said, the one thing about these tracks is each of these tracks has a different listserv that has information particular to that track. So the educator track has information more particular, specific to educators, while the creatives track will have more like calls for art, auditions, these kinds of things. People, if you're signed up for one of these tracks, you should be getting one of these listservs. And they're a great place to ask questions or post opportunities or look for opportunities as well. So you have some other member benefits for being a member of the Access VSA International Network. You can stay informed about the latest news, events, and opportunities with the monthly newsletter. It came out today, so if you haven't seen it yet, check your inbox, check your spam box, check your promotion box. You don't want to miss it. There's a lot of really good information in there. It's got news, trending items, events from members, job opportunities, funding opportunities, all sorts of opportunities from the Kennedy Center, all sorts of great things. You can ask questions or post opportunities on one of our listservs, which I just told you a little bit about. You can hang out with new friends at our monthly afternoon tea. That is kind of a, Cheryl actually just kind of called it like a water cooler. And it really is. It's a casual conversation we hold each month. The next one is November 2nd at 2:30 Eastern time. And we talk about a subject. And that subject is decided the month before. We have people throw out a couple of ideas. This one coming up, we're going to be talking about volunteers, how to manage volunteers, how to recruit volunteers, both with and without disabilities, how to train volunteers, how to maybe accommodate changing access needs of the volunteers. So that is just going to be a casual conversation with your colleagues. And even if you're not necessarily managing volunteers, it's just kind of a fun place to kind of hang out with people who are into access and the arts. You can also keep learning with free monthly webinars and webinar recordings. Everything is listed under webinars on our website, also in our calendar. We also have an opportunity we just started about 6 months ago where you can be mentored by professional creatives with disabilities. So John Bramblett, who is a visual artist who is blind, was our first mentor. He is finishing up his tenure with us this month. and kind of going out with a bang. Next Wednesday, we will be having a panel discussion with John Beth Zebarth of the Smithsonian Institution and Monique Momo Holt, who is a deaf actor and also professor at Gallaudet. And they're going to be talking about careers in the arts for people with disabilities. After that, we will have another mentor because we had a visual artist last time. We're looking for a performing artist. Watch your newsletter and email for who we choose. You can also get the information you need in our curated content library, which is a great resource. What we found is that access materials as they relate to the arts are spread everywhere. Even on the Kennedy Center website, they're kind of hard to find. So we're trying to put them in one place. We just started about a year ago. We have a bunch of materials there. It's a member-only benefit. I encourage you to check it out. And we also you can find or post jobs, calls for arts, and funding opportunities in our community forums, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So I am going to go to the website, which is accessvsa.org. Actually, I'm not going to the website. Here I am. And the first thing, if you are following along, I would ask you to log in because you're not going to see even the tab where the community forums are unless you're logged in, because this is a member benefit. So I'll take a minute for folks to log in. And what you'll see once you're logged in, there is a menu. It goes from left, it starts about the center of the page. It goes from left to right, home, about us, join, renew, opportunities, learn, member home, which pops up after you've logged in, and engage, which also pops up after you've logged in. And I know there are a few folks here who are blind or have low vision. I'll be really interested to see how this works for you. We've tried to make it as accessible as possible, and we've worked with our membership software people. If you have any issues, I'd love to talk to you about it afterwards. And I also have some workarounds. I think there's a pretty easy one, which I will talk about that too, which sometimes we need to do, unfortunately. Okay, so hopefully everyone is logged in. Under the Engage tab, there pops up a submenu. It starts with directory search, monthly mentor hours, community forums, and then the bottom is monthly afternoon tea. So go ahead and select community forums. And it will take you to this kind of busy looking page, which has several headings. It starts with community forum, then there's some subheadings. Then it says career funding, artist, and promotional opportunities. So what I'm going to do first is show you the different kind of opportunities that live on this page. Then we'll go in, explore the opportunity a little bit, find out how to save it for yourself, and also find out how to post them. So we have career funding, artist, and promotional opportunities. Under that particular heading, we have several forums. We have career opportunities, funding opportunities, artist opportunities, and performances and exhibits featuring artists with disabilities. Then we have another heading, call for conference proposals and papers, which has exactly that, a call for conference proposals and a call for papers. And then we have a resource one. This is pretty new from the LEAD listserv. This is the one, excuse me, moderated forum, because we try to make sure this particular one is a safe space. And all of them should be a safe space, but this one in particular. And this is a collection of threads curated from the questions and responses that are posed to the LEAD listserv. So if there's a topic of information, maybe it's about large print, or we had one about adult changing stations. Those threads are just posted in there so that people can refer back to them. But let's go up and look at career opportunities, just so you can see what is in here. So that is the first one under career funding artist promotional opportunities. There's career opportunities. It's a link. If you select it, there's a little bit of information, but if you select it, it takes you to an entire list of all the different career opportunities that are up there. So for example, we have one for an artistic lead from Vital Exposure in London. We have a call for community researchers in Ontario. We have visual aids seeking a part-time archivist in New York. And I'm going to select this, the visual aids one, just to kind of show you what information is in these. Okay, so we get to this post. It tells you the subject, visual aid seeks a part-time archivist, New York, New York. It gives you the deadline, which is October 3rd. Then it gives you a description of the job, a small description. Includes for this one is that it's a growing position. They're going to transition to a full-time role. It gives you some of the duties. The important thing that's in this, these descriptions really change depending on who's posting them and what information we have. But the important things you'll find are usually a deadline. If there's a deadline, this one is October 30th, and a link to more information, which connects you to an outside website. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and select that link. It takes me to the visual aids website, and they say they're hiring a community archivist, and it gives you the information for the job posting. So I'm going to back out. So one thing when you're in here, we'll say that, wow, that seems like a pretty good job. I want to bookmark that for later. You'll notice above the subject, there is another set of menu items. Post reply. You can reply to that particular one and ask for more information. You can unsubscribe. We'll talk about that later. Or you can favorite it. So I'm going to favorite this one. And that will show up in a minute, and I'll show you where. Okay. So I'm also going to back out now again. I'm going to take my back arrow to back out. Now I have just backed to, I'm still in career opportunities. If you would like to go to another, maybe funding opportunities or artist opportunities, you can keep kind of backing out and going through the engage button, or you can do something that is quicker, but not necessarily intuitive. This menu at the top above new topic and below community forum says board index, latest post, forum profile, my post, pending posts. Board index, for some reason, is the name they have given to all of the forums. So if I select board index, it takes me back to the career forums, the funding opportunities, all of those. So I can scroll down and find those. So that's how you see them or access that information. If you would like to post information, we'll say that you want to post a job opening. You would select the forum that matches your opportunity the best. So we'll say it's a career opportunity. Well, let's do a different one just because we want to look at something else. We'll say it's a funding opportunity. So I would go into funding opportunities, and under that menu item that says board index, latest post, forum profile, etc., there is a button that says new topic. You select that button, and here's where you can post a new topic. We can take a subject. I'll just post one to show you right now. I'm going to post one about musicians with disabilities. And then you post your information in the text box. I suggest that you do preview it, especially if there's a link, because sometimes the formatting gets a little funky. So right now I can see that I've got hello down here in my new topic. It does not preview the subject line. The subject line is the line that you have entered into the box at the very top where it says subject. And then if you want to post it, you would come down and say submit. By the way, okay, so under the text box, there is a subscribe button. You can ignore that for now. If you would like to post, connect an attachment, there is a choose file right there. And then to your right, there's preview, submit, and cancel. That preview button I talked is the first one. You can look at it. Then if you're ready to post, you can select submit. If you decided you don't want to do it, cancel. So that is how you post. And now I'm going to back out again. I'm not going to post that. And I'm back to funding opportunities. I'm going to go all the way back to the board index. The menu item up here, we have board index, then latest posts. That is exactly, so I'm going to go through all of these, show you what they are, and then we're going to talk about subscribing. So the board index is again, basically the menu, all the different forums. Latest posts is exactly what it feels like, or it sounds like. It is the latest posts that have been posted from everybody, and it will be all of them. So for example, you'll see that there's one from me in performances and exhibits featuring artists with disabilities. There's an artist opportunities one about an access fund. There's a career opportunities one that we just looked at. So all of these the posts, if you haven't been here for a while and you say, I just want to see what everything is, you can go to latest posts. The forum profile section is really just you. And if you'd like, there's a place where you can fill in like your signature. Other than that, you really don't need to do much there. You can see how many posts you've posted. That's about it. My posts is interesting because you can find there's another underneath, there's another new menu, my posts, which will show you what you've posted in the past, anything you've subscribed to, which we'll talk about in a moment, and also my favorites. Remember when I did that thing last time, I said, oh, I like that job description. I might want to come back to that. If you have something there and you don't want to forget it, you can favorite it and it will show up in this list below my favorites. So I favorited a couple of those so you can see them. I favorited Cryptic Arts will commission 12 draft monologues, and I just selected the visual aids one about the part-time archivists. Pending posts at the time is not something we need to worry about. These are not, again, these are open to you as a member. And so we do not moderate these. We expect you to moderate them yourself. And I know you do really well. So that is how you access those forums, where you can find the information, where you can post the information. Now, remember I said that I'm going to teach you how to subscribe, and subscription is what I think is going to be an easier workaround. If I find it easier because I find this particular pathway a little, I think there's a few more steps than I really would appreciate. So in order to streamline things, you can go to my profile. You'll find it in the quick links. It's also under member home, which is that top menu. It goes home, about us, renew, join, renew, opportunities, learn, member home, engage. So it's just to the left of the engage menu and right below member home. There's also the quick links which are in a blue box to the right of the forums. There's my profile, upcoming webinars, community forums, afternoon tea, event calendar. This is another quick workaround. We're going to go to my profile. I'll show you how to subscribe to forums. And once you're in my profile, you will find a top menu that says my community, my profile, connections, my features, inbox. Ignore that for now. There is another menu. It is in a blue bar. It says profile. Then to the right, invoices. Next right, forums I've taken. next write email history, next write settings. You're going to select settings. And if anyone needs assistance with this, I'm happy to help you afterwards. I can also help set this up for you. Once you're in settings, that allows you to change your password, and then there is something called contact preferences, where you can control which type of communication you receive. This is where you can make sure you're getting the mailing lists, announcements, and updates from us. You can turn it off if you want. I don't suggest that. You won't get, this is how you connect with everyone. And then next, there are all the forum subscriptions. The forum subscriptions are all listed directly under the button that says, the toggle button that says receive newsletters, announcements, and updates. Then you'll see forum subscriptions, which has a table, has the name, the description, and the notification. All of the names are up here: artist opportunities, call for concert proposals, call for papers, career opportunities. Most of you right now, you'll have the description next to it. And then to the right, there is a field that has an arrow and it says notification. I suspect most of you will have none on that right now because you haven't turned it on yet. I have turned on my new topics and replies. You have several options. You have none, you have new topics, you have new topics and replies, and then select topics. Again, that's not something we're working with right now, so ignore that. There are not a ton of replies. Typically things get posted and people look at them and then go to the website that is connected to it. But every so often you might have somebody that says, hey, there's not enough information here. Your email doesn't seem to work or something like that. So I select new topics and replies because I want to know what's going on. And I've selected that for all of them because I'm very interested in all of them. But you can decide, I really want artist opportunities and career opportunities, but I'm not interested in funding. So you can just select and turn on those particular topics and replies. And what that will do is anytime there is, let's see if I can find one. Yes, anytime there is a message that comes on the forum, it will send you an email, and it says a message, for example, has been posted for Ability Dance Boston's The Band Ballet. This came to my email, and it will take you to your email. Then there's a link where you can go and view the topic and see exactly what was posted. This is the workaround I was saying for those of you who might need to use a screen reader for this, because I think it might be a little easier for you. Going back to my member profile. So if you're interested in receiving our artist opportunities or finding those forum opportunities on a regular basis, I would suggest turning on your notifications for those. Now, one thing to let you know is sometimes the notifications come in batches. I have a fabulous assistant who works very, very part-time, and I just let her do it when she has time. So sometimes she saves them up and sends them. But we typically have, I would say there's probably 1 or 2 a week for new topics and replies. So you may get them all at once, but you shouldn't be overwhelmed with a lot all the time. And I believe, like I said, I like that because I can see what's going on. And then I can also see whether I'm actually interested. And by looking at my email, I can determine whether I'm actually interested in going in and checking out that particular information. Okay, we have time for questions and answers. And I'm going to continue to share my screen in case I need to show anybody anything. So, Sarah, would you do me a favor? I can't see the chat with I keep my screen open. Would you read any questions or that people might have?
Absolutely. You're welcome to post questions in the chat or the Q&A, or if you prefer to voice it, you can raise your hand and I will unmute.
And by the way, this is recorded. We will have a captioned recording on the website pretty soon, after it's captioned.
And if you have a private question, you can message that directly to me. I am Sarah, and I am the Kennedy Center Access account, and I can voice it anonymously.
The other thing is, if anyone would like help setting up this particular access, if you want to go ahead and subscribe to one of the forums, and you said, oh my God, that would take me a half an hour with my screen reader, and you can do it in 5 minutes, I'm happy to do that as well. Okay, no questions?
I think you did a great job, Cindy. They don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you join us. We have a couple of things coming up. Like I said, we have this fabulous panel coming up on next Wednesday. I am really excited because these are some of the top people in the country in their fields. And we have a visual artist, performing artist, and somebody in arts administration. So I think we've got a really nice cross section of people. And then also we have our tea coming up, as I mentioned, in November. And what else? Let's see. Check the newsletter. There's a lot of opportunities and some other member events and things in there as well as some new information for you. So thank you very, very much for coming today. Contact us if you have any questions or would like any assistance. And we will hopefully see you at one of the next events. All right. Bye-bye.